I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. Akaneko Ninja joins us. Hi!
Hi!
Hey, I appreciate you coming on. We are on stream as well, so hello to everybody out there. And so please, the folks over there know who you are. Please introduce yourself to the folks on YouTube.
Hello, lovely YouTube people. My name is Akane, also known as Akaneko Ninja. I am a half-human, half-Nekomatter VTuber who plays a variety of games, depending on what I feel like and if I'm not too dead from work.
Well, it does make a big difference, doesn't it? There's some days when you come home in Stardew Valley, and other days you want to come home and destroy the world. I really need to blow things up today. I think I'm going
to... I'm going to load up Helldivers and grab a flamethrower for democracy.
Yes, exactly. I love watching people play that game because there's no plot.
No, it is just find your favorite gun or weapon of choice and shoot, click, fire. Is it dead yet? No, rinse, repeat.
Keep shooting till you die and then respawn and keep shooting again. And the thing is, it's with the friendly fire part of it, it makes it even better.
Oh, yeah. My chat knows me for my vigorous use of lasers and flamethrowers, unfortunately. And we don't totally run predictions of if I will team call or not. And then the people who are playing with me start running in front of me and try and get hit. No, we don't do that, chat, do we? No.
Yeah, it's all their fault. It reminds me of the old Fallout games where when 1 and 2, on which I played a lot coming out, in 1 and 2, you can shoot your own guy. And and they can shoot you, and you have no control over it whatsoever.
Oh no!
So they'll come up behind you with a automatic shotgun and just cut you in half.
Yeah, I'd probably be the one doing that on accident, knowing me.
And then they turn on you, and it's even worse at that point. But just because I shot you in the back doesn't mean that you could turn on me, okay?
Yeah, that sounds like an average Helldivers day for me.
So when did you get started with the VTubing stuff?
So I, a few years ago, tried actual fest tubing, whatever you want to call it, actual streaming of myself many years ago. Tried it for a little bit and then just didn't stick with it. And then I decided to give it a go as a VTuber the very kind of latter part of September of last year.
Mm-hmm.
It all started off from a joke, really. So there are a few friends of mine who play a game called Foxhole, which is like an ongoing war game. I don't know if you've heard of it or not.
I have not.
So it's two factions, Wardens and Colonials, and everything is kind of player made. So all the supplies are player made, all the vehicles and structures are player made.
Oh, that's cool.
And so a lot of my friends were playing that. So I got introduced to a lovely group of people who are known as the 277th Regiment. And I jokingly got appointed their HR officer, even though I'd never played the game. One of the lads has very nicely bought me the game, and I've had a little dabble of it when we went off on a ship and dodged torpedoes, and it was brilliant. But the joke was because I was I'm if not one of a few, if not one or two women who are actually there in the Discord.
Right.
The joke was she's a woman, she's not real. So I played up to the bit and decided to make a V-Roid model, and the continuing joke of being like, oh look, I'm totally real, wink wonk. So I made my avatar with the little kind of cute, a cutesy colonial outfit. So the colonials are kind of green themed is their color.
Yeah.
So I made a cute little dress with a cute little army hat, and I stuck the 277's kind of mascot is an otter, and they have a little logo. So I stuck the otter logo on the army hat and the little colonial symbol on the skirt. So I was showing it to the lovely lads there, and I was like, "Hello, look, I'm totally real."
Yeah.
And they were like, "You should you should try streaming. You should just do it for a laugh. And so we did, and then it just snowballed into me then playing like the games that I normally play and making like the actual Akaneko Ninja model and
Yeah.
making it all themed.
Yeah.
So that's how it came about.
So I mean, so you came about it kind of roundabout way, and
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, you had the little bit of experience before, but you see, you almost accidentally started doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like the lads encouraged me. They were like, "No, you should do it. You should go for it. Like we find you funny.
Yeah.
You're always a laugh to play games with because I was playing games with them before I started streaming."
Yeah.
And they were like, you should go for it." And I was like, all right then, fuck it, we ball." You know?
That's right. That's right. You know, and it seems like it's really fit you well. And but is it? So, what is the difference for you streaming like this rather than having the face cam? What's the difference?
I feel a lot more confident like this because I feel like people won't judge you on your appearance. It is literally just purely down to your personality.
Mm-hmm.
So, sorry, I'm getting a lovely cheek rub redeems right now on stream. Look at the support of my chat. I tried it, and like I did have a couple of comments, especially as a woman, being like, "Oh, you don't look pretty," or "Oh, you look stupid," or things like
Yeah,
that.
there's a lot of
So
crap
I
like
think
that.
as a VTuber, I just feel so much more confident to be myself as a person. I mean, Akane does have features of mine, so I have darker red hair than my current model. I
Mm,
have like she has brown eyes, I have brown eyes. I would love to be a cat girl in real life, you know. So,
yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I think that the main thing is I feel so much more confident to be myself like this.
Yeah. Are redheads not confident?
Well, I'm a natural brunette,
Ah, okay.
but
See, I'm married to redhead, so
ah, see.
yeah,
Although they
I'm
ironically say that red is the hardest color to keep in your hair if you don't have it naturally, but ironically, my dye stays in pretty damn well, so I must have something in the gene pool.
yeah. Yeah. There's something back there. There's some ginger somewhere back there that.
Is there somewhere in my family ancestry that nobody wants to tell me about?
But so what I found interesting is you talk about the coming on and getting kind of the anti-woman gamer thing when you were doing the face stream, but now you get to come on as an animated woman,
Oh
and
yeah, the stuff
everybody's
of
okay with it.
dreams.
Yeah. No, we don't want the real thing. We want to. This
Because
guy.
we want to oogle at the pretty anime girl with her
Yes.
cat ears and two tails.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a. And I know where they're coming from. Okay, I can see where. No, there's no trope here whatsoever involved in that. So when
Just
you
gotta play the system.
yeah, so how long did it take for you to get a good audience going once you know decided to go ahead and continue streaming?
So literally as of today, thanks to the lovely Eric here, I have just hit 300 followers. So
Yes.
yippee! Thank you so
Yay.
much. Um, I was very lucky to obviously have the lads of the 277th initially support me and like lurk in my streams to help with getting to affiliate quite quickly.
Hmm.
I got to affiliate in about under a month,
Oh, that is
which I
quick.
was like, whoa, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't know. I came across a lovely VTuber called Shia, who was kind of like one of the first people I interacted and was kind of like my first like collab person as a VTuber with somebody else.
Hmm.
So I kind of like started to meet people by proxy.
Yeah.
And then yeah, so just before end of the year, I hit 300. I hit 100,
Hmm.
and then I had my birthday at the start of January. So I booked the week off of work and did like a load of streaming. And then I was this is someone who I know you've interviewed, and you've interviewed a few people of this community, but the Strays community.
Oh, yes.
So Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had the lovely Issa raid one of my birthday streams. Like I found this really cute this cool streamer. Let's go raid her raid
Yeah.
her for her birthday, and it was just the sheer amount of people coming in and following, and I was like, what the what's going on? And I was like freaking out, and I was like, what the? And it's yeah, I've just gotten I have to tip my hat to people like Shea and Issa who have just kind of like introduced me to fellow British people, fellow VTubers who I've had the lovely pleasure of meeting
Mm,
and doing collabs with, and by proxy I've met like their communities, and the communities have all kind of come together.
yeah.
I've had people who haven't come from these communities and they've just stumbled into one of my streams and be like, "Yep, you seem all right. I'm gonna stick around." I've had the lovely support of my a couple of in real life friends.
Yeah.
The lovely hen laddie who has just literally lurked in my chat has done all of my emotes and has been a massive help. And I have my caretaker Doom who looks after me.
If
And
you're gonna have a
yeah,
caretaker,
it's
name
just
them Doom.
well, their username is Doomspell,
Yeah.
so we
Yeah.
shortened it to Doom. But yes, it is. It's a good old name. So
Get
yeah,
them
it's just kind
Doom.
of like again, get him Doom, sick him. Um, but yeah, I've just slowly gotten to meet people as a result. And you know, if I was to turn back and talk to Pastor Cardi of September, August, he'd be like, "Yo, you know, the end of what month we're in, April. This is where you're going to be at." I could never believe that such a thing would happen.
Oh well, it's a it sometimes it happens quickly for folks, and other times, and it depends on the situation, of course, when you come in. If you're just dipping your toe in the water for the first time, and it takes a while for you to get comfortable, and then it takes a while for the other people to be comfortable with you. But did that first round of streaming help you at all to be comfortable when you decided to do it with an avatar?
um, yeah, having the avatar, I definitely felt like I said, more comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I could just be my crazy chaotic self. It's really weird. Me as a person, I flit and flight between introverted and extroverted, but um and
You're a switch, is what you're
it's
saying. Yeah.
weird. Yeah, it's weird how quickly I can switch the switch.
Yeah.
You know, I'm always the oh, I'm really sorry, Eric. I've got to hit your lovely interview, unfortunately, with an RR redeem, and I apologize to your viewers in advance of this
Oh
horrible
no,
display of
I'm interested in this.
RRing.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You'll be the first one.
All right then. Here's for the lovely people on YouTube and the person who redeemed it, Domi. Ara. You're welcome. You're welcome, YouTube.
Yeah, I'm cutting
I
that, and
forgot.
that goes in the promo.
Oh God, I forgot what I was talking about that because that's distracted me.
About
Oh
being
God, what was the
comfortable.
question
Yeah,
again?
being comfortable when
Yeah.
you first started. Yeah.
But yeah. So as a person, however, though, like my mom's always said to me, if you are in a room and you clock there's someone missing out or someone you've not met before, you are the person who goes over there and you speak to them and make sure they're okay. I
Mm.
was interviewed by the lovely Winter Seto yesterday, and they
Mm.
were saying like, yeah, you do that, because we were saying we were doing a collab,
Mm.
and it was a load of people that, like a few people that we knew and a few people that we didn't know, and I noticed that Winter wasn't talking a lot, so I specifically sought them out and I was like, "Hello, how are you doing?" And they were like, straight away they were able to come out of their shell.
Yeah.
So I think as a person, I joke about not having confidence, but I think I do in a weird way. It's almost like my nerve. I deal with like I'm diagnosed with anxiety disorder,
Mm.
but I think it's almost like I overcome it. It's like I get so nervous that I'm like, nah, it'll be fine. Sod it, off we go. Yeah, it just becomes a bit of a jumbled up mess. But at the same time, I'm like, nah, it will be fine. It'll be fine.
It's anxiety order, but a productive one.
Yeah, it's almost like my anxiety goes, you'll be fine. Go on, shove yourself in the deep end. You'll be all right.
Well, so if I'm getting this right, and then I'm probably not, but I'm going to take a shot anyway. So you'd
Mhm.
be the person who initiates the conversation, but not much the one uh, who enjoys having someone initiate it with you.
yes and no. It depends on how it goes and how that person presents themselves. If I find a person initially intimidating, I can be a bit like, but if I can get a quick judge of the person and be like, nah, you're all right, you seem chill, then I'm happy to yap away. It's
Mm,
entirely dependent on how I'm doing that day, because I have good days and bad days. One day I could wake up and be really confident. Another day I could be an absolute wibbly wobbly string ball mess.
yeah, yeah,
So it can depend on the person, the day, and the situation.
yeah. Well, I can tell you this: age doesn't help. You
Well,
just
I had my big birthday of 30 this year,
oh
so
oh geez, and now you're almost halfway, like where I'm at this point. So I was in radio longer than that. Okay, yeah, I talk about that a lot with what I'm doing here because even back when I started in radio, it was during the second Ronald Reagan administration. That'll tell you how far it went.
Oh,
Um,
crikey.
yeah, it was a while ago, but we didn't have the computers obviously at all at that point, and if you did, they were just big adding machines. They weren't,
Oh, God,
you
yeah.
know, or typewriters or something along those lines. So if I were to do an interview with you like this, first of all, it would cost about the national gross income of of a small country because of how the phone system worked out. Plus, it would be over the
Yeah, of
phone,
course.
and it would have been you had operators, overseas operators, punching buttons and stuff, and
Yeah, or like the connection boards and things like that,
oh, it
like
would
the
sound awful. And then I'd be fired for spending so much of the station's money on an interview. And it's to now to be able to just walk into a room, pick up a microphone, turn the computer on, and talk with somebody, a third of the planet away from me, is pretty awesome. Has
I
that
was gonna
sunk?
say, I guess for
Yeah,
yourself, like it's so nice to have such an accessible
yeah.
like way of doing this. And I guess it must be really cool to like talk to varying ages of people as
Oh yeah,
well, like
yeah.
and having different perspectives.
Yeah, and being able to where I'm at now in the U.S., I'm able to set up times for folks in the UK and Europe, and also in the Philippines and Australia. Um, but it's just I just happen to fall in that right category. I can catch just about everybody in their afternoon and evenings for the most part. I don't have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning my time too often to do
That's good.
interviews, but it just sets up perfectly for
For
me.
the cause.
Yeah. So I'm wondering about you and your audience. Do you is your audience mostly uh, from the UK and the continent, or do you also get folks who are 12 hours away on the other side of the world?
First things first, thank you for the follow, Dos. I appreciate that. Um, I think we have quite a range in here. Chat can probably help me out with this as well, but I have quite a fair few American.
Mm-hmm.
I would say a fair British. Um, um, Chat, help me out here. I'm trying to think where you guys are all from. I have the occasional. I've got one person who I don't get to see a lot because they're in New Zealand, unfortunately.
Mm.
Uh,
Yeah,
Hi, just wanted to stop by and wish you a good day today. I'm sad, but I don't want to talk about it. Oh no! If you need to DM me on Blue Sky or anything, please do. I'm happy to talk to you after this, my love. Okay.
yeah. I hope
Um,
you get better.
yeah, we have a variety here. I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I would say we've got a couple of Germans as
Mm-hmm.
well. Yes, it depends. Yeah, as my mod says, Kaiser, it depends on the stream because I kind of the times I stream because of being a shift worker in retail.
Ah, yeah.
Um, I do late shifts, I do early shifts. So sometimes, obviously, my latest streams catch more the NA side of things. But
Mhm.
then if I've got a day off and I stream a bit earlier, then it's more kind of European time zones.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it can flit and flight.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a bit of everywhere.
Yeah. And the it I think this is a plus and kind of a negative in a way of how the streaming works is that virtually everybody is using English as language, whether it's their
Mm,
first language or Japanese or Korean. But it, most of the people I interact with are at least second language English. Um,
Yes, I guess I am very blessed for English to be universal. I would be
yeah,
screwed, for lack of better phrasing, because it's all I know.
yeah, and especially where you're at, because there are 20 different languages within 500 miles of you at least or more,
Yeah.
and here we've got accents. That's
Well, I
this.
mean, us Brits have accents as
Oh
well, but
yeah,
yes, you have a
absolutely.
more variety, probably.
Yeah, but here the thing is, over here in the United States, we're like, oh, they all have the same accent. No, no,
No, you.
not even
I
close.
can relate on that one.
Yeah, not even close. I know there are times when folks in your country from the northern part and the southern part can't even understand what each other are saying,
Oh yeah.
and we're like,
It
I have no
makes me
idea.
laugh because in a lot of the collabs I've done, people were like, "Oh, you have such a lovely voice," and I'm like, "Well, no, I don't. Well, I don't believe them." I'm like, "Nah, you lying. I'm a gremlin."
Yeah. Well, a lot of us our only experience is Monty Python and anybody who says "Hello, governor." That's
All right, governor, do
all
you
right,
want your
governor.
bottle of
Yes,
water?
and I make fun of people over here because they'll try to do a British accent and they all sound like a sad Australian. Okay. No, you're not close. There's no country that sounds like that.
It's fine. It when any we get any people commenting about British, I just full send it like I do a second ago and play up to the bit.
That's right. Now, I want to know because you said you have a retail situation with your job.
Mm,
Um, and I know that retail people take so much abuse over here. It's
yeah.
it's it's insane.
Mhm.
When are you able to play one off the other when you're doing streaming and your job? Has one affected the other in how you handle people?
Um, so I taught so with I do a lot of till work at the place that I work at, so I'm talking to customers a lot.
Right.
I do out the back work as well, but I am predominantly one of the people they pop out on tills because I'm for lack of phrasing, I'm I'm okay with talking with people.
Yeah.
I sometimes struggle with confrontation, depending on the
Mm.
situation.
Ah.
If I know I'm confident in my knowledge and I know my policy is correct, I am fine. I am fine to stand my ground. But then other times I have a wall and I'm like, no, I need a manager because I'm just a base level person. I'm not in
Mm.
management or anything like that.
Mm.
So I'm very happy to, because of my anxiety, quickly grab a manager if it starts to hit the fan a little bit. So
Ah.
I think in a way that helps me if we do. We're quite lucky here. We don't get. I don't think we've really had anyone kick off at all from any recollection.
Mm.
Or if they joke about something going wrong or haha, you did that wrong, I'm just like, yeah, I did it wrong.
Yeah.
So what? Content, comedy.
Yeah.
And I think having people not seeing my actual face and seeing like you get a rough idea of my expressions, obviously, through my model,
Right.
but they can't see my actual face reacting. So
Yeah.
it's just my tone of voice, I
Yeah.
guess I have to think about sometimes. But honestly, I'm like, if you're coming here for hate, then off you go.
Yeah.
But I we're quite lucky here.
Yeah.
I don't think we've really had to deal with much of that.
Yeah.
But I usually just play off of it and rise above.
Yeah. I mean, our,
Ah,
yeah.
sorry,
Off.
someone just hit me with a thunder sound effect.
We're just fine here. Ah.
What were
um.
we saying? You're supposedly having storms over there, and I've got sunshine. Yeah, I've got thunder in my ears.
We're gonna get some later. No, we're gonna be chasing our trash bins around the neighborhood. I use
Oh
bins.
no!
I use bins because I know that folks in your country use the word bins a lot.
Oh, I guess you guys use
We did
is
trash
it trash
cans.
can?
We use trash
Yes,
cans.
I remember
And
trash cans.
yeah, and in my part of the Midwest, till means something completely different than cash register.
Cash register? Yeah, I
Yeah.
was trying to think what you guys. Yeah, no, you guys cover it.
But it does it help at your retail job uh, to be a little more confident because you're so confident online?
I would say the other way around,
Mm,
predominantly. because I've done retail. Well, the place I'm at, it would be coming up to 8 years. So, and I've only been doing obviously the VTubing streaming for half a year.
Hmm.
So I guess the things that I have learned at work, and like I've had work colleagues say to me when we've talked about stuff before, that what I was like at the start of working there to what I am now, I am a lot more confident. So I think that's helped
Hmm.
with this side of things, with the VTubing side of things, definitely. So I'd
Yeah.
say it's the other way around, really.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that is not an invitation for chat to act up, by the way.
Yeah, chat. Screw you.
I'm not saying you should test this theory, but I mean it's your bits and money. You can do what you
Nah,
want. But the
nah. We have good banter here in
yeah,
the Spirit Path. We are all good.
that's priceless, isn't it? I mean, being able to come in and be
Exactly.
comfortable on with the folks and have them be comfortable with you at the same time.
Yeah, I was like, I had a few weeks ago where I didn't stream a lot, and I was open on Blue Sky, and I said, I'm really sorry. My depression's being really bad this week, and
Mm.
I just can't. And I had loads of people message me and be like, it's okay, look after yourself, take your time, we're here for you when you come back. And it was just one of these things that made me realize, whoa, that this is a thing. People are,
Mm.
care, and I've only just met them for a while, and yeah, it just filled me with such love.
Well, they're coming for you. They're coming for your personality, and you could be. The fact is, if you were playing Minecraft, there are 10,000 other people playing Minecraft too that they can watch. I mean, at any
Yeah.
particular time, but they're coming back because you're the one doing it. It's like the old radio disc jockeys of the early 1900s when I was doing radio. Um, you could hear the song that you're playing on all sorts of different stations, but you're coming back for the person who's playing the song.
Yeah.
That is the difference, and I think that most VTubers are getting that now. And
Yeah, I've always seen it as, everyone plays different games, but I'm just here to spread a little laughter and a little bit of joy
yeah,
and
and
share
thun
it with
and
people.
and thunder emotes. That's also in there
And
too.
yeah, thunder sound effects, because I
Yeah.
don't like thunder. The worst bit was we were playing a game recently and it had thunder in the level. So I was joking, being like, because it's one of my mods that loves the thunder sound alert. I was like, oh, look, Kaiser, you don't need to spend the thunder alert because the game's doing thunder for you. So yeah, that's what I mean. We play up to the banter.
That's um, that type of for lack of a better term, intimacy. I guess is the best way
Yeah.
to do it.
Oh no, yeah, definitely. I
But
would.
but between between
We're getting a little bit of a community now. Like I have
yeah.
people that message me on the regular saying, "How are you? Have you had a day?" Sorry, I just got desked in the head.
Are you okay? Oh.
I'm good. I can keep going. I got this. It's all good. Um, but no, I definitely feel like we have a Discord server, and I've just been desked again. Chat, please. I love you. Stop it. Abuse the streamer. Enjoy desk number 2. Yeah, you better give me head chats after that.
Yeah. Yep.
But
Yep.
that's what I mean. We get to go on a hi Connie, sorry I don't know English at all, so I'm quietly lurking. There is nothing wrong with that. Thank you for coming on in.
Yeah.
Apologies if you don't understand half the things I say, and I also talk very quick as a person.
And
What
apo- and
what
apologies
language
if
do you what
apologies if
language
you
do you speak?
yeah apologies if you don't understand anything I say. You'll be right up there with my wife.
I've got oh, really? You've stuck googly eyes on my face. No one's gonna right. Don't ask me any serious questions, Eric, right now for about 5 minutes, okay? Just don't, because I'm gonna look stupid.
Sell the situation in the Middle East. What do you think about that?
Uh, it's fucked, mate.
Perfect. I'm cutting that out too. That's gonna be a promo.
Yeah, that's right. It's all good.
um, with the what you're doing on what are the games you're mostly playing now online?
um, so we've just started, and I need to get back into it. I've just picked up the new Assassin's Creed game,
Mm.
which is obviously very on brand for my character, because one of the main characters being a shinobi slash ninja. So when I saw the
Yep.
game come out, I was like, oh! On brand. So we've been playing a bit of that. Collab games. I've been playing some Repo.
Mm,
I've just been starting to play some Power World with my caretaker Doom and some lovely other VTubers, Peachy and Nixion.
yep.
They've just started kind of a new thing of that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what else have I been playing? I dabble in a couple of like MMOs and gacha games. Yeah, it honestly depends on if I'm tired from a shift or what I feel like.
Is is
But yeah,
is
we flip and fight between kind of collab games, and then if I want to play something on my own, then I'm like, okay, cool, I'll play some Assassin's Creed today,
yeah,
or yeah.
yeah. You said you dabble in gacha games. Um,
Mm-hmm.
how 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 does your wallet feel about that?
I'm really good. I very rarely spend money on it.
I
I'm
very
a good
rarely
girl.
spend half my paycheck on it.
Yeah, very. Yeah, no, like I'm honestly really good. I very, 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 very rarely spend money on those types of games unless there's like a character that I've been obsessed with for years that comes out. Like back when I originally played Overwatch and Mercy got a new skin, and I'm like, oh. But I do like the one they did one. Oh god, it was like ages ago. This was like original Overwatch,
Mm.
and they did a pink skin for Mercy, but all the money went to breast cancer charity. So I was
Ah,
like,
yes,
well, that's charity, so
yeah,
that's allowed.
yeah.
But
That's
no,
a
I'm usually quite good. I'm very very good with gachas, mostly because I just don't have the money to do it. So if
yeah.
I had more income, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. Poverty does have its benefits.
Yes.
You tend not to have. This the thing is, if you're broke and you don't have anything, at least nobody will come in and steal it for the most part.
Well, this is true.
Yeah, yeah. I actually had a situation over here where somebody broke in to my uh, credit card, and their credit rating went down. It was pretty sad.
Oh,
Mine
oh,
mine went up to 9, which is the highest I've ever had it. Um,
oh.
yeah, I can almost get credit at the local McDonald's, but it was but we're back down to 7 now, so I don't know what are you gonna do? If you're in radio long enough over here, you take the free everything. It doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's like my dad always says. If you get something and you don't need it, you either flog it, you pass it on to somebody else, or you find a use for it. There's
yeah,
always a way to go about it.
yep, yep. You get free T-shirt, doesn't fit, headband. I'm going to use it for
Yep.
something.
When there's a will, there's a way.
That's right. When there's a freebie, I'm on
Yep.
it. And I try to explain that to my coworkers now at my non-radio job now, and they're like, "Well, you just take anything." I said, "Yep." Says
Yeah.
I lived an entire week off of free peanuts.
Nice.
Hey, it's
No, yeah, I've been very much raised, very much taught that by my dad, which is take it. If you don't need it, you give it to somebody else, or you try and flog it. There is something you can do with it.
it's absolutely absolutely. Now the internet type of thing. Sometimes you get people trying to mm, sell you things on your own time. Have you had a lot of that go on with your streams?
Um, I mean, we're very lucky that the like the bot ones that come in and be like cheap viewers, blah 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 blah. Luckily, my wise bot snipes them in a heartbeat, so we don't have
Mm,
to deal with that.
ah,
I've had a couple of instances of like I don't know if it's like AI bots or like artists being like, "Oh, hi, I've looked at some of your stuff and it's really cool. Did you do this yourself or did it commissions?" And I'm like, and I just the first thing I say is, "I can't afford to buy anything right now," and that usually ends it.
yes.
Um, but other than that, I've been quite lucky. I've not really had too much over the 6 months,
Mm,
so only a couple of instances.
yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
good.
touch wood, not too bad.
You don't have to deal with that anyway. Now,
Hmm.
is there any type of stream that you would like to do that you haven't been able to do yet?
Hmm. Hmm.
Mm. I'll play the Jeopardy music here in the background.
Um, that's my brain is blanking. I'm so sorry. Um, I would like to try again at some point. We gave a go at doing one of the old like fighting fantasy
Mm,
books.
okay.
which we had where chat with a player and I just read out the story.
Mm.
But unfortunately, there wasn't a lot of us to do it, and
Oh.
I was using like in real dice at the time. But because the command could only be done like 1 minute a person, because there was only a few of us in chat when we were doing it, we
Oh,
were having
okay.
to wait for like the dice to come through.
Yeah.
So we were, afterwards I asked for like feedback, and people were like, yeah, yeah. Hen was like, that was fun. Hen was with me for like the last bit of it, so it was just me and Hen rolling dice to see how it played out. And we went with the role of like, if the character died, we dial back to the previous option and pick the O1, and then we just counted how many deaths that we had in total. Because otherwise, it'd be a shame to like stop after the first death. So we did a death tally to see how many times we died before the
Yes.
end of it.
Yes.
Um, so I would like to give that a go again with better viewership, because I feel like it would be really fun to do again. The
Yeah.
feedback I got is we just need more people for it.
Right.
And it was just fun. It was kind of nice because I could just sit back a little bit and chat with just like, we did polls, so like, the majority of the people with the option.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was just really fun playing like an old fighting fantasy game.
So you were
So
basically
I'd love to do that again.
you're basically the dungeon master for D&D at that
Yeah,
point.
it was
Yeah.
great because
Yeah.
I've done D&D before, but I could never dungeon master. It's just too much thinking. I've always been the player, so it
Mhm.
was actually quite nice to be like sort of be the DM for a night.
Yeah, I played it back when there was just two books for D&D.
Yeah.
Back in the early days where it was written on papyrus, and we had a lot of fun when I was that age, and now to see so many people playing it and the rules being to the point where you had to have the United Nations in session in order to
Oh,
figure out
I
how some of
know.
these things work. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to stick with my old stuff. Thank you very much. A couple of dice and that's it. Yeah, but it is fun to see people picking it up and doing it online too. Um, I mean, this particular medium definitely sets itself up for that. Um,
Yeah, we're touch wood, looking to at some point hopefully get a few of us playing Baldur's Gate
mm,
3, because that's almost kind of like online D&D a little bit.
mhm.
So we've just got to find the time to work out who wants to do it and when we would do it, and trying to arrange everybody's schedules. But it is something I'm looking forward to doing, and I've already dibs what character I want, and nobody else has allowed him.
Ah, perfect,
I was like,
perfect.
this is the guy I want to romance.
Yes.
Fuck off.
When I was
But
when I
I
was
am the
doing
streamer. I get this
when I was doing
pick.
D&D, we only had like six characters we could do. We didn't have the half toaster, half gelatinous cube things that you could do now. But it was like you were a half orc cleric. There you go. Congratulations.
Off you go.
Yeah, off you go. Hit things with your mace. You're good. It,
I've
it,
always gone for either rogues or druids whenever I've
yeah.
played D&D.
And what is it? What is it with everybody? Folks really go for those rogues, but they like die immediately a lot.
Yeah, I for Baldur's Gate, when I've initially dabbled in it, I actually went for druid, because I had a so I've got two cats who are named Fenris and Lilith, and they are named after D&D characters that
Yes.
Doom and I created, because we were like, they had original names, but we were like, we're going to rename them. We were like, what should we call them? And then I was like, oh, why don't we name them after Fenris and Lilith, our D&D characters?
Ah.
So our cats are named after our D&D characters
Oh.
that we once had.
Are either of your cats orange?
No,
Ah. Okay.
they are black and white. One is hang on, I can actually, if I DM you a second,
Yeah.
we have little emotes of them, so you can see their
Oh. Okay.
faces.
Alrighty.
Hang on,
Let's
let
see.
me
Let's see. Let's
find
see.
Lilith.
Got it up right
There
here.
you go.
There you are. Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's so the first one is Fenris, and then the second one is Lilith's.
Yep.
They are siblings. Their mama cat gave birth at the shelter,
Yeah.
and she had two girls and two boys. So they did the two girls as a set to adopt, and the two boys as a set
Yep.
to adopt, and we had
Yeah.
we had the ladies.
The one with the more black on it reminds me of our Ellie Mae, and
Aw.
we had her as twins with her brother, who is orange and white, and big and
Aw.
strong, and the only cat of our nine. that has the lion eyes and pink nose, and he's strong and he's fluffy and he's dumb as a post.
Wait, did you just say you have 9 cats?
We have 9, yes.
What?
Mm,
Right, you need to smuggle me to the
mm.
US of A and let me come meet them.
Well, I mean, we had 2, and then in our neighborhood, they do things that are called catch and release, where they bring in strays, um, spay and neuter them, and then release them back again. And
Oh, okay.
7 of them came to our door, and we think most of them are from the same litter because of how they react
Aw.
to each other. And so they're the indoor outdoor cats. The twins are just the
Oh,
indoor
so they
cats.
like come and go kind of thing.
Yeah, but they mostly sit on my wife. One of them who is named Smokey. When my wife is
Oh.
asleep on the couch, will actually lay on her neck and give her kisses constantly, and then
Oh.
look up at me and say, "I've got your woman." And I'm like, just
I love that.
just make her happy, okay? I've got stuff to do. Well,
Oh, that's
I
so sweet.
we didn't even really get started on things here, and I have to on again if that's okay. 'Cause
No,
we
that's fine. I am a rambler, so feel free to cut me off at any point.
Yeah, we got to get you back on again. We're gonna have all the links in the description for this interview coming up on the YouTube channel. And I just want to say, absolute pleasure talking with you. And we got to
Yeah,
do it
no,
again
thank you
really,
for
really
having me.
soon. Really, really soon. Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.